Hello and welcome to the Rough Tackle podcast where we discuss everything Ghana Premier League. It is getting interesting who is winning the league and which teams are going to be relegated. That question has still not been answered because it's only 19 games that we've played so far. We are heading into match day 20 and we'll be discussing and previewing all the games. Also, we review the games that were played. A lot of OR at the Accra Sports Stadium. What ifs been asked at the Accra Sports Stadium because Hearts of Folk were very close to getting a win against Dreams FC. And also, we know that there was a big game at the Dance Park. Kotoko were playing Bibiani Gold Stars. It was a good game. Controversy at the end. Is it a goal or was it a right call from the referee? We'll discuss all that here. My name is Mutala Yakubu here with Francis Aboibo Blackgate and Kwabena Mafo. Good afternoon, gentlemen, and welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Big one. Let's start with the game that was played at the Accra Sports Stadium.
At the Legon Sports Stadium.
Legon Sports Stadium. Now, it looks like that has been defined by the Heart of Folk season. A lot of ifs. What if? What if this one had gone in? What if that one had gone in? Against Dreams FC, I don't think anyone has had a better chance this season in the Ghana Premier League than Hussein Mohammed.
Yeah.
That one-on-one. These are chances that you can't blame the coach for.
Well, you know, if you look at the Ghana Premier League, I've always said this, with all due respect, it's our league. We have to project the league, hype the league, take the league to the next level. As much as we hype the league, some of the players are not cut out for it. For Hussein Mohammed, that chance that he missed last week, Friday, at the University of Ghana Sports Stadium speaks a lot. It's just so terrible. It will be one of the misses of the season. And you can't just mince words. For a player of his caliber, playing for Accra Hearts of Folk, shouldn't be missing such chances. It's terrible, Mutala. You can't win the ball just at the center line, broke free, clear on goal, take about 4-5 touches. At the end of the day, you ended up dashing the ball to the goalkeeper. Let's credit the young man, the 17-year-old goalkeeper. He came out, made himself big, gave Hussein Mohammed something to think about. But he has to think snap, like he should be fast in terms of what he wants to do, even before approaching the penalty box. The moment he got into the box, you know how he's finishing up the chance. But trust me, that finish is one that he will look out for the rest of his playing career and will always kick himself and say, this one was an embarrassing moment for me. But if you look at in entirety, Hearts of Folk themselves have been the problems of themselves. Because the transfer ban and the recruitment, the team itself, defensively, solid in the Ghana Premier League. You can't take anything away from the Phobians, Mutala. But aside that, from midfield into attacking, the transitions has always been the catalyst of Hearts of Folk. That's been their biggest problem, to put away the chances. And sometimes it's not only the strikers, even some of the midfielders do get glaring chances, and the way they finish them speaks a lot. It's just too terrible to watch. Against Medeama in Takwa, Mutala, before Salim Madan scored a winner, we saw Abdul, who's the central midfielder, Abdul Karim, had the ball just on top of the penalty box with the goalkeeper at his mercy, decided to drag the ball from strength foot, which is the right foot, to the weaker foot left, and was trying to wrap it around and fluffed his lines. So it's a problem. And for me, Didi Dramani, I feel like he has been handcuffed for now. He just have to improve the strikers he have at his disposal, because he can't bring any new players in till the end of the season before they will try to see if they can sort their problems with Hiddink, and then the transfer ban will be lifted for them to think about augmenting the strength of the attacking players. But for now, I think they just have to try and improve those they have there for now. But one of the problems I have with Didi Dramani this season is the left-back position of Hearts of Folk. Ransford Mensah has had so many chances, Mutala, but he doesn't improve. In the match against Howard United, we saw
which other left-back do have?
They have Baba Adamu.
But he's not a left-back.
He's a left wing back. Give him the opportunity against Howard United. He gave him the opportunity in the absence of Ransford Mensah. He played. Just after the game, he was the one that was just the best left back in the Ghana Premier League team of the week. So how then do you help the young man? Give him playing time. Let him build some momentum. But fast forward, last weekend again, you ended up benching him. That will not improve the player. You've got to give the young man the opportunity to play, because enough of Ransford Mensah.
Well, maybe Didi would actually take this advice. But the Dreams FC goal, should it have stood?
Yeah, it should have. But sometimes it's very difficult to you see where the assistant referee was. Sometimes it's very, very difficult. If you are not very careful, it's very difficult to see if it was an offside or it was a goal.
Yeah.
And sorry,
Okay.
which of the goals?
The Dreams
The Dreams FC goal.
Don't talk about the linesman. He's a disgrace. I'm telling you, I did the match on TV.
Yeah.
We slowed motion the action. Where he was standing, Mutala, he never had cluster of bodies in front of him to obstruct his view. He was at the right place, at the right time, at the far end. The center referee shouldn't be blamed for chopped off goal.
The center
It
referee
is the
shouldn't be
linesman. Mutala, he saw it clear. He is the only one that can tell everybody the reason why he chopped off the goal by raising his flag. Because the moment John Entry and the guys interchanged passes within themselves, they were clear. And if you look at the last line of defense, he was standing on the center line, in the penalty line. After the arc, he was standing right there. And Salifu wasn't even closer to the line prior to receiving the pass from the former House of Folk player, Suraj Seidu. Perfectly weighted pass into his stride. He never raised the flag. The boy bent the ball. He never raised his flag. The moment the ball hit the back of the net, he raised a flag. And the reason why I am so hard on the assistant referee is that if it were to be VAR in progress, then you have the right to raise the flags. So that VAR will have a check. Review. But you didn't do any of that. So why will you wait till the ball hit the back of the net? He denied that guy one of the finest goals in the Ghana Premier League.
But it was a good performance from Dreams FC. After the game, my friend Domo was very hurt about Dreams FC not scoring a lot of goals in the game because they had a lot of chances in the second half. First half was for House of Folk. Second half was for Dreams FC, and Dreams FC played good football in the second half. The likes of John Idri, he used his experience to really do so. Suraj Seidu also played very well. Benjamin Asare was the man of the match, and he proves that he's always showing that he's the number one goalkeeper for Black Stars.
Yeah, he made a lot of crucial saves in that game.
Yeah, and that tells you why he's the number one goalkeeper for Black Stars and also for House of Folk. He's a very good goalkeeper, and he proved on that day. That was a very brilliant performance from Benjamin Asare. But for House of Folk, the defense line, they have to really check. And as Blackie said, for what's the name? The left back, Ransford Mensah, should be one player which you really check. Didi needs to check him a lot because he's not improving. He's not improving in the House of Folk.
I think sometimes he goes to sleep.
Yes,
that is what I feel. Sometimes.
And I feel like against Dreams, House of Folk missed Kelvin Osei a bit. Yeah. They missed him really well.
In terms of the aerial
balls, yes, because that was when Dreams FC had a lot of chances over there, and it was so brilliant from them. So for Dreams FC, I'm sure they'll just work on their few things that they have to do in the subsequent game. But that was a brilliant performance from Dreams FC against House of Folk.
How do House of Folk solve their goal scoring problems? They can't sign.
I'm sure when they go to the training grounds,
Frank Duku,
George
Paku, Prince
Kwamno.
I mean, they have about 5 attackers, but they can't all score goals.
Prince Kwamno can't just stay fit to play.
Kakari is not even consistent.
That's the thing.
How does Didi solve that issue?
See, Mutala, if you look at this question, the only way Didi Dramani can solve this problem is to try to convert some of his white players like Mauli Wayo, Asma, and the other guy, Asma and Kakari. Whenever they take the ball, or Henry, the young chap, they should try to do the typical Van Persie transition or the Thierry Henry transition or the Vinicius Jr. or the Kylian Mbappe when he was with Paris Saint-Germain. You play wide, you take the ball, you step over, jinx off shoulder, draw blitz past defenders, hack the penalty box, take shots. Angel Di Maria, typical of such players, Ousmane Dembele. That is how they can try to solve this. But if you want to go trying to improve this center for us in Bora Duku, Prince Osa, Hamza, and then Hussein, these guys have let down countless coaches at Hearts of Folk. And I don't think they will help him. Well, the only way out is to improve the white players, to take enough shots. Whenever they are running, they should hack the penalty box and then try to shoot.
Difficult for Didi Dramani. But Karim Zito, he had 3 games. That is what we are hearing, that he's been given a 3-game ultimatum. He started with the BBN Gold Stars game. That was an impressive draw in BBN. And in the end, they could have even had more. They feel that their goal should have stood. Samba's goal that was disallowed for a foul in the box should have stood.
For that one, I will blame the assistant referee for that.
Not the center referee.
Okay, so you can blame the center referee, but you see where the corner kick was played. The assistant referee was also standing there.
Yeah.
So if the referee had blown a whistle for a foul, he could have just told the referee that, oh, this was a goal. Because we all saw...
Because the referee was making gestures that there was a push in there.
Yes.
But if you watch the clip, it was Emmanuel Kobe,
who
the
rather
goalkeeper
pushed
of
the beginning goal
pushed his
player.
own player to clatter into Inusa. Inusa didn't even know what was happening.
He didn't know what was happening. It was a very bad call from the referees, and that was why after the game, the assistant coach, Prince Owusu,
he was furious.
Was furious, and also the goalkeeper trainer too was also very furious. But it was a very good performance from Asante Kotoko. Because going into the game, Kotoko played their game against what was the name? The 0-0. No, Rekum Chelsea 0-0. And this time around, they were able to go away. So a lot of people, with the good form of the goal stars, so a lot of people thought, oh, this will be a very difficult one for them. But Prince Bedu, who played as a defensive midfielder, was so superb in that game. The 4-4-2 formation was also brilliant from Tito. And the new player, Dogo Yakubu, I was so impressed with his first game.
Yeah, everyone was impressed.
I was very, very impressed with his first game. And that was brilliant from him because this is your first competitive game for Asante Kotoko, and playing in this pressure game and able to play so well, it was brilliant from him. And I feel like Asante Kotoko needs to just improve on most of the attacking line. Donzo is now coming up a bit, but it's very difficult. So I'm very happy Albert Amwa is back in the Premier League, and I'm sure it's really going to help them.
Kotoko may lose a couple of players, but the joy for them now is that Albert Amwa is back. What does he bring back into the squad?
Albert Amwa gives you options. He gives you variations in terms of what you bring to the table. He can play on the left wing, the right wing. He can play as a number 10. He can play as a main focal point striker. And if you look at what he did prior to he leaving to Ali Benghazi, it tells you that he's a quality player. In that game against the Nigerian counterparts in the CAF Confederations Cup, Kwara United at Accra Sports Stadium, he scored one of the finest goals I've ever seen with my eyes at Accra Sports Stadium. That non-drop volley that he actually took at one step. The moment the ball left his boots, you could tell the venom, the power behind the ball. The ball is always going to hit the back of the net. And from there, I said, this guy is one of the finest strikers that we have locally in the Ghana Premier League.
He also scored another brilliant goal against BBN Gold Stars.
I was about to come to that. Yeah. And he's becoming like a household name. And Kumasi Asante Kotoko thought it wise to ship him to make some cash. But you look at the Libyan league, the league is on and off. I think they are yet to even commence the league properly.
But he's not also had game time.
So he has not had game. So they felt like, okay, let him come back and then finish the season with Kotoko and then go back in the summer properly. Do proper preseason with them.
I can tell you he will not go back.
Well, maybe probably if the transfer fee is not being paid. But with Albert Amwa, Kotoko has a proven goal scorer, a player that knows the league very well from his days with Accra Great Olympics. Yeah. So he has been through the learning curve. And
let me ask you this before I switch to Kwabna. No, let me go to Kwabna. Okay. 16 games for Albert Amwa.
Yeah.
If he comes back with the same form that he left with, do you think he stands a chance of being part of the World Cup squad?
Yes. If he plays so well with before he was even leaving,
he has 16 games to justify himself.
Before he was leaving to Libya, everyone was calling for Albert Amwa should be included in the Black Stars call up to their Black Stars friendly game. So I'm sure if he is able to replicate what he did before leaving and he's able to play so well, get some good performances, get some good goals, I'm very sure Otuado will just call him to the Black Stars. There's no doubt about that.
Well, let's see how that one goes. But there was chaos also at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. Adriana felt they were hard done by. They thought they should have been given a penalty and all that. They lost to Nations FC. It looks like they are losing grip on the league because at a point we all thought, Charlie, this league here before Adriana.
Well, you look at Adriana, they just have to concentrate on them. So I see them to be like they are so much worried about teams around their shoulders.
Medeama.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to concentrate on your own game, win them, and allow the natural justice of the other games to come to you.
That's what Medeama is doing right now.
Medeama, they don't. If you look at their mood, you speak to Ibrahim Tanko. They don't really care about what others are doing.
Yeah.
It's just that you've got to face the next opponent. Whoever is in front of you is a hurdle. Clear them and move on to the next one, game after game, so that by the end you get to match week 30, then you know that I'm winning the league. But if you have a game in front of you and you don't really concentrate on your own games, then you will have distractions. And for Adriana, I see them to be cut out in that mold. Because in some of the games that they've lost or drawn at home, they should be winning those games. The game against Vision, we all thought they were
that was...
we thought they were going to beat
I mean, that
Vision.
game could cost them at the end of the season.
But at the end of the day, Vision and Anajman together with Mutala and myself, we sat in the midst to build up to the GPL. He told us he was going to win the game or draw. And we thought this was just something he was just saying, but he duly walked his talk. He went there, beat them, and took all the 3 maximum points away. So for Adriana, I think they are so fixated on the other opponent, they should just think about their opponents in front of them and trying to beat them. But Choba Aristika should know that in the Ghana Premier League, it's governed by some rules. You can't just take issues into... He was over-aggressive after the final whistle. And he even told Mutala in the presser that he would take his bag and leave at any time. You can't say those
He said
things.
he's working hard and it's not going well for him. Let's move on and do match day 20 because that is what we are looking forward to. A quick one, Dreams FC in action against Young Apostles.
Good game. With the way Dreams FC played last week against House of Folk, I'm sure that performance is really going to build them up to this game against Young Apostles. Young Apostles played a 2-2 draw at home with Hoho United. And it was even a comeback that they had to do. And it was a brilliant one from Hoho United, going away to get that 1 point. But for Young Apostles...
That game worry me on.
but for Young Apostles, if you've noticed very well, they are not very good traveling away. If they travel away, it's very, very difficult for them to even get a point or even get the maximum 3 points. So it's very difficult. With Dreams FC, with how... Dreams, I don't really understand the way they are moving away from their home games, from Tuba to Eugene Stadium, to Tuba to Eugene Stadium. Sometimes
they've even gone to the near J. Kreku Stadium.
Yeah, so I'm very sure that 1-2 is also going to worry them a bit. But last week they played in the Eugene
John
Stadium.
Entry is back, so it looks like there's some bites added to the attack with John Entry in there.
And Suraj also getting in good form. So I'm very sure Dreams FC is really going to build up to win this game against Young Apostles.
Let's move on and do Heart of Folk 11 Wonders. Didi Dramani says one of the teams he doesn't like playing are teams who think that they've already been relegated. I mean, sometimes they play without fear because they have nothing to lose. But is it a game that Heart of Folk must win at all costs?
It's a game Heart of Folk has to win at all costs because if you want to stake a claim to win the Ghana Premier League, you have to beat the team at the bottom of the league table. Last weekend, 11 Wonders played against Heart of Lions. I was in Pando for that game. Mutala, trust me, Heart of Lions could have put 10 past 11 Wonders.
But they scored one in the end.
But they scored only one. Heart of Lions missed glaring chances, big premium chances, not less than 15 in that game. You can ask anyone who watched the game. See, they were all over the place. They were there for the taking. Heart of Lions could have taken them to the cleanest. But Lions, their inability to be clinical and lethal in front of goal actually was their biggest problem on the day. If 11 Wonders turn out to play like that against Heart of Folk on Saturday, unless Heart of Folk with all their shenanigans strikers would decide to play like the way Heart of Lions played. But if they can be clinical and try to maximize the opportunities that they'll carve out at premium range, this shouldn't be a game for them. They should be able to put 11 Wonders to the sword.
There are some games that it looks like it's there for the taking. Is it one of them for Heart of Folk?
There's a must win for Heart of Folk, especially they getting a draw against Dreams FC last week. They have to win this game. And with how 11 Wonders are struggling to even get 3 points, there's a game Heart of Folk they should beat 11 Wonders like 3-4. And when you beat this kind of teams, that's when you get to know that, oh, okay, we have to do very well. Because if you check Heart of Folk's next 2 games, I'm sure the next game they'll play home. Then after they have to play the super clash against Asante Kotoko at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. So there's a game. No matter what, they have to beat 11 Wonders to get a maximum 3 points. So I see Heart of Folk winning this game.
So that game is on Saturday, at 3:30. Okay, then there's a big one on Sunday. Now every game that Kotoko plays is big because Karim Zito is under pressure.
Yeah.
But second Holy Stars, trust me, they beat Kotoko in the first leg.
2-1.
2-1.
Johnson Smith.
Yes. Yeah. And they can be a thorn in the flesh of any team.
Absolutely. They are a boogie side in the Ghana Premier League and they can make life awkward for any team put in front of them just because of one man. Johnson Smith knows this league, understands the league, knows the permutation of the league. He knows how to approach every single opponent in the division. And he being a Kotoko person inside out, knows exactly how to approach a game involving Kumasi Asante Kotoko. And these teams in the league, when you look at the bottom place teams in the Ghana Premier League, they always find motivation to play better whenever they are playing against Hearts of Folk and Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Because you have the limelight fully focused on the game. So you can step out, give decent account of yourself, and then you can get a good contract at the end of the season based on your performance in just a single game. For Basake Holy Stars, There's now pressure. 4 games for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. They've got to bounce back to winning ways. And you look at last weekend, I think they won that game against Gold Star, but referee Julian Nunu and his people chopped off a legitimate goal scored by Samba O'Neill. So they just have to continue with the firepower of Donzo, Kwame Poku, Albert Amwa, and then Dogo Yaro. They should be able to tweak the formations to be able to get the better of Basake Holy Stars.
Of course, Dogo Yakubu also coming in to help. But the other games that we can look forward to and talk about, because I'm looking at Medeama. They are back home against Karela. It looks like Medeama are making it count, especially at home. And they are not winning just at home. They are getting away points as well.
Yeah, this is a game that Medeama, I'm sure they have to win this game. And in the Ghana Premier League, if you want to win the league, you have to take your home games very serious. You need to make sure you win every home game. And that's what Medeama are trying to do. And the surprising thing about Medeama is that they go away, get 3 points or 1 point, come home, get the 3 points, and that's what they have to do. And I feel like Karela last week, they lost at home against Samates, and this is a game that I feel like they have to Karela will put a lot of pressure, but I just feel like Medeama will just go through to win this game.
Francis, can Heart of Lions keep the consistency?
They can.
Because you went 8 games without a win. You've won one. You are coming to play Bechim United in other than Nana Fosuji.
Yeah, Nana Fosuji, but that home invincibility or fear factor has been broken. Now they are all over the place.
They are struggling.
They are struggling. You don't know what they are.
But Lions themselves have not been good.
Yeah, Lions have not been, but just that they've built enough points in the first 10 matches of the season. So that's what is carrying them now. If not, they would have been in hot waters. But so it's a game that can go in any direction. But for Heart of Lions, with all the experienced players they have, they can at least get a win or a draw from the Nafusi job.
Huawei would be home to Vision. They are in the relegation zone.
Yeah, this is a 6-pointer for Huawei United to get out of the relegation. They are supposed to beat Vision FC. But it's a potential banana peel. Dreams FC have been very good. Vision. We've seen them go to Adriana Park to Doma to pick out 3 points. But in this game, based on how Huawei United are playing, I fancy Huawei United to win this game. It will not be easy, but I fancy Huawei United to play above themselves and win this game.
Now, one team that is doing the job on the quiet, they may not challenge for the title, is Samatex, but it looks like they will be in there, in the mix, maybe the top 10.
Yeah.
And that could be good for them. They are playing Nations FC.
A good game for Samates, especially they were going away last week to win against Karela by 1-0. And Christopher Elin is doing something brilliant for Samates. They are yet to lose at home this season. They are yet to lose at home this season, and that's very brilliant from Samates. And I'm sure this game against Nations won last week. I'm sure Frempomans will be like, okay, we can go to Samurai Boy and get some 1 point, but it's going to be very difficult because Samates are doing brilliantly well, and I'm very sure Samates will beat Nations FC.
I think Brekum Chelsea would also be in action.
Yeah, against Gold Stars.
Yeah, they drew their last 2 games. They will play Baby Gold Stars, who also drew against Kotoko. But the second round has started at least quite well for head coach. What's the name?
Samuel Boydu.
As compared to the first round.
After the Kotoko game, we thought they were going home to win. Then they ended up playing another stormate there. So you look at them, they just have to fight. It's still in their hands. Yeah. 16 more games to go, Mutala. You have to fight. So they just have to bounce back to winning ways and try to patch up, because Samuel Boydu, former winner of the Ghana Premier League with Accra Hearts of Oak, they can do it.
Let's do quick one, 30 seconds. Sweden All Blacks, Indiana.
This is a big one. All Blacks are a team that when they are playing home, when they meet the likes of the big guys, they want to.
I don't know what is the motivation when they meet the big boys.
Yes, they want to be really disturb you a lot, and when they meet the other teams, that's when they struggle. So for All Blacks, they went away again. They played against Brekum Chelsea last week, and they had a 1 point in Brekum. So I'm sure against Indiana, it's going to put a lot of pressure on Indiana, because Indiana lost last week, and now they're also playing another away game. So it's going to put a lot of pressure on them. I'm sure if they lose this game, the title will just be sleeping out of them, and this is going to be very difficult for them. And for All Blacks, I'm just sure they want to get the 3 points, and it's going to be very difficult for Indiana.
Well, let's see what happens this weekend. 3 live games on TV3 or Onuya TV starting on Friday. Dreams will play Young Apostles at 3:30. Then on Saturday, Heart to Folk against 11 Wonders. It's a home game for 11 Wonders, so Heart to Folk will be the away team. Then on Sunday, Asante Kotoko would also take on Baseke Holy Stars. All these games are live on TV3 and Onuya TV. Also, those of you who can't watch the games live on TV, all you need to do is log on to adisaplas.com and catch the live stream. This is where we call it a wrap. Thanks to Francis and Kwabena. My name is Mutala. Do catch the next episode of the Rough Tackle podcast when you come your way with match day 21.